Okay class. Now this is another important class and the class is of human eye. We are going to talk about a very complex organ, and this sensitive organ, this sense organ also is human eye. When we have to understand this human eye, the very first thing that comes in our mind is what is the structure of this complex machine. Now this is the first class of this particular topic, and we are going to talk about the different parts of our human eye. Now let me take you one by one. So that is why I have given the points to all these points. When we are going to take up this human eye, the very first focus will be on this particular section, and I am going to shade it down this particular thing, and that is human eye ka lens. Now this particular lens, this is the first part of this human eye, which is a convex lens. I have written it there. Now what important thing, it is not made up of a glass or a plastic, it is made up of some tissues. So basically it is convex in shape. Very important thing, it is going to converge all the light rays to this point, which is the screen of the eye, which we will talk later on. The very first point we have to focus it from here, this point, that is human eye. So side by side I will draw this diagram also, so that you get to know what is the thing you have to draw. This is the lens, human lens. Now this is an important part, so it has been protected by the colored section, and this colored section is called as the iris. This part, this iris part, and iris is also called is also responsible for the color of the eye. So when we see an eye like this, the colored portion, this colored portion, I am using the green color, this colored portion is the iris part. So when I am seeing a person in front, so I will see this part, but if I see this laterally, then I will see this part only. So this is the iris part. Now what is the role of this? The very important role is this particular iris part controls the amount of light entering the eye. How much light should get into this eye? Light is coming from this side. How much light? It will be decided by this iris. And जब light is entering, तो उसका जो रास्ता है, वो रास्ता ये है, this empty portion, and this is called pupil. So जब हम आंख देखते हैं किसी की, let me take up a blue eye right now. So the central portion, this central hole is the pupil part, right? Iris and pupil. Now pupil is changing its shape. It becomes smaller, it becomes bigger as compared if it is going in a bright light or it is going in a dark room. So if you are going into a dark room, these iris, they move away, give a bigger space to light and get into the eye, so that eye can see a lot of things. But if this eye is focused to a bright light, then this iris comes closer, and this pupil, this central portion pupil, it becomes smaller, and that is why it will not allow harsh light to damage your lens. So the main purpose is to protect this lens. How it has been protected? It is protected by the iris and the pupil combination. So that is why I have taken the very important point for me in eye is the lens. This is what I am drawing. Now this eye is protected by iris, and the central portion is this. Now don't you think this lens is just like that? It need to be held up in its position by certain things? Yes, it has been held up by ciliary muscles and suspensory ligaments. So ciliary muscles and suspensory ligaments, they give eye its shape, and this is a spherical ball like structure that we get, and this is how, let me highlight the lens again, and this is how this lens works on. Again this iris is taken back and makes a special cover again, and this is the second layer of the eye, and this is called the choroid layer. Then there you can see a bulge. This is a transparent bulge, transparent medium, and this is called, I have given it number 4 here, and you can easily see it is cornea. Cornea is a transparent layer of the front of the eye, which is going to protect the eye. It is a first very entrance layer, and it is transparent, so it will allow all the light to get in, but it is protecting the lens somehow, and it is a bulge is there. So this is our 4 point. So what you can see now, you can make it out. Before a lens, we have iris, we have pupil, and we have cornea. Now this cornea also makes up a cover, and that is called sclera. That is called 10 number sclera. So now you can easily make it out. Let me make eye lens again. It is not, let it dry, and then I'll take up this. Again, let us revise the thing. The human lens, the convex lens is hold up by ciliary muscles, then suspensory ligament are there. Then in front of this, the lens is how much light should enter. It is decided by the iris. The pupil is the point from where the light is entering, so it becomes narrow, it becomes wide only depending upon the intensity of the light falling on the eye. तो लेंस खराब नहीं होना चाहिए, ये हम एडजस्ट करेंगे. इवन इसका जो लेंस है, इसका फोकल लेंथ है, इसको कब मोटा होना है, कब पतला होना है, ये भी डिसाइड करता है सीलियरी मसल्स. तो वो हम लेटर ऑन डिस्कस करेंगे जब हम ह्यूमन आई के बारे में और पढ़ेंगे. तो नाउ लेट अस रिवाइज द फर्स्ट सेक्शन. द ह्यूमन लेंस. Lens has got iris, then got pupil, and then there is a bulge outside which is called the cornea. There is a liquid filled up here, and it is called aqueous humor. Aqueous humor. So I think these 4 points are clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ciliary muscle, suspensory ligament, and then it makes a complete cover that is called the retina. Now let me come to this point. When we are talking about the retina, retina is basically the screen of the eye. So the human screen, where you are going to see all the picture and all the images, it is like a screen behind a ball. So this is the eyeball, spherical, roughly around 2 to 2.5 centimeter. Average 2.5 centimeter is the diameter of this complete sphere. This is the retina. This acts as a screen of this lens. Now second thing, in the retina, you must know that it is filled up with lot of rod and cone cells. ये retina में बहुत सारे rod and cone cells होते हैं, which takes up the all the specific information regarding an object. What is the color? What is the light intensity? Everything. So every minute details are. Light sensitive cells are present here. Light and color sensitive cells are present, which is present on this retina, and these are called the rod and cone cells. I have drawn a halka sa denture here. I have just a dent is there. This is macula point. Some books have written, some have not written. Let me discuss it. Macula is a point where maximum rod and cone cells are present. They are very rich in this rod and cone cells, so more specific informations are there in this particular part. Now, this whole information, what the object, what the lens is looking at, what information it is grabbing, the things are all focused here on this retina. This information is taken to the brain by the nerve called optic nerve. So this is the optic nerve, which is going to take the information to brain and bring back the command from brain to eye. So this is a nerve, and the very important thing, again we have covered it, the ball is fixed. The ball is fixed by ciliary muscle suspensory ligament. The ball is fixed in an eye socket. You have seen the socket, and this particular thing is protected by 3 layers: sclera, choroid, retina. What is the ball is also filled up with a liquid called vitreous humor. So in short, this is a human eye where we are going to talk about, number 1, in the structure we have got the lens. The lens has iris, which will control the amount of light. Then it has got pupil. It is a central space which will control the amount of light. Cornea is a transparent cover, and this cornea is basically a bulge. How we are going to see it? It is a bulge. Then this lens is held up properly by ciliary muscles. One more function the ciliary muscles are performing is that they are going to control the focal length of the lens also, क्योंकि उसी के बाद फिर हमें डिफेक्ट्स ऑफ द आई मिलता है. तो सीलेरी मसल्स लेंस को अपनी जगह पर भी रखते हैं, एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सीलेरी मसल्स फोकल लेंथ भी कंट्रोल करने में हेल्प करते हैं. रेटिना इज लाइक अ स्क्रीन बिहाइंड द आई बॉल, और इमेज ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट जो हम देखते हैं वो ज्यादातर वो हमारी इमेज होती है, इट इज ऑलवेज इन्वर्टेड. वो हम सेकेंड पार्ट में लेते हैं वर्किंग ऑफ द आई में, अभी तो सिर्फ स्ट्रक्चर करने हम लोग. स्क्लेरा इज द वाइट पार्ट ऑफ द आई. इसमें वाइट वाटरी फ्लूइड भरा होता है. कॉर्निया ट्रांसपेरेंट है. रेटिना एक स्क्रीन की तरह काम करती है. रेटिना हैज गॉट रॉड एंड कोन सेल्स. और ऑप्टिक नर्व क्या करेगी? इट कैरीज ऑल द इम्पल्स, इलेक्ट्रिकल इम्पल्स फ्रॉम आई टू द ब्रेन, ब्रेन टू आई, ब्रेन टू आई एंड आई टू ब्रेन. तो ये इम्पल्स के फॉर्म में कैरी करता है. ये आपको आपके नर्वस सिस्टम में करवाया गया है. दिस कंप्लीट्स द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द ह्यूमन आई, एंड आई होप one major point is left, that is point number 8. Blind spot. Blind spot is a region kahan? On the retina. Where? On the retina. Why it is called blind? Because there is not even a single rod and cone cell present here. So because of this, image falling on this part, जो भी इमेज यहाँ पर फोकस अगर होती भी है, कोई भी इमेज यहाँ पर फोकस होगी, दिस इज द ब्लाइंड स्पॉट, दिस इज द टी पॉइंट. आई ऑलवेज टेल माई स्टूडेंट दिस इज द नर्व एंड दिस इज द रेटिना पार्ट, दिस इज द टी पॉइंट. तो ये वाले पॉइंट पे इमेज नहीं बन रही, ठीक है, और बन भी रही है तो उसको रीड नहीं कर पा रहा. सो दैट इज वाई इट इज कॉल्ड द ब्लाइंड स्पॉट. 8 number. Now when you draw this particular diagram, there are 2 ways. You label, write the words there only, and you draw the diagram, write in points. बहुत cluttered ना हो जाए इसलिए हमने साइड पे लेबल्स डाल दिए. So it is totally your wish. तो let me take you to the how you are going to draw it again.